Marhaban, ahlan wa sahlan bikum, kayfa halakum, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am your American friend, your American Muslim friend here in Tirana, Albania. Today is Jum'uah, and we ask Allah for light. We ask Allah for guidance. We ask Allah for protection as we walk, slowly walk, because you cannot run, to the masjid, the grand masjid of Tirana, to go praise Allah today on this wonderful, beautiful Friday here in Tirana. I'm going to show you what it's like to go to Jum'uah here in Tirana, Albania in 2023 as a Black American Muslim. Stay tuned. I'm walking to the masjid on this bike lane and on these sidewalks next to this canal here in Tirana. When you come to Tirana, it's very easy to navigate around the city because the canal is right next to you, and you can always sort of know that you're in the center and that you need to go east, west, or north or south. By the way, I just want to say I don't do these videos to try to show off that I'm some perfect Muslim, because I'm absolutely not. If you follow my other content, you know that I'm not the most practicing or conservative person at all. But I do this to, of course, go and praise Allah, because I do say thanks to Him every day for everything that I have. And it's a duty on a Muslim to try to go to Jum'uah as much as he can, every time he can, especially for the Muslim men. I just do this because I feel like I really, really enjoy going to different masjids all across the world, because the beauty of our ummah, of our Islamic community, is that we're the most diverse, most beautiful ummah that Allah created. He created the Christians, He created the Jews, but the Muslims are the most diverse and the most beautiful, and should be, hypothetically, the most accepting. Secondly, I do this to show the Black American Muslim ummah that the ummah is wide and what it's like and what to expect, and also just for my own research to show what it's like being a Muslim in different countries and places. It's a very interesting life. So this is why I do this. It's not for clout, it's to get rid of doubt. They say Albania is one of the few Muslim majority nations here in Europe, along with Bosnia and this is a joke, maybe France. But you know, when you're walking the streets of Tirana, you don't see that many women in hijab, and you don't see a lot of guys with, you know, blatantly open Islamic beards. These are sort of what the people of Albania look like. I'm not sure if I'm in a Catholic neighborhood or a Christian neighborhood, because the Albanian community does have a large percentage of Christians as well. But yeah, when you're walking around Albania, the people generally look like, you know, Europeans. But supposedly this is still a Muslim country. And hey, it's like that also in Turkey as well. It's not like every woman in Turkey is wearing hijab, or every woman in Kenya or Tanzania who's Muslim is wearing hijab, or the guys all have beards. You know, every country has their own culture, and we have to respect that. By the way, because this is a long walk to the masjid, I think it's about 2 kilometers down this way, I am gonna say something. For anybody who says, oh, you shouldn't be wearing a do-rag to the mosque, it's sunnah actually to cover your head every time you go and pray. It's the sunnah, trust me. You can find the hadith. And secondly, I forgot. Secondly, before anybody asks, no, I didn't convert to Islam because of my wife or my previous wife, or just because I went to Turkey or any of the other Muslim majority countries. Go check out the video I made in front of the Blue Mosque and the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul to find out why I became Muslim, and, you know, my struggles and my things related to my faith, if you're interested in that. It's not hard to find on my channel. When you see this mosque, you know you're in Tirana. So the masjid is at the intersection of this street right here. I don't know the name of the street, but it's almost in the middle center of the city. Okay, so good news, bad news. I guess this place is still under construction, so you can't actually go pray in Jum'uah here, which I guess explains why I didn't hear the adhan at all. But I talked to this nice Albanian lady, and she said that this one might not be open, but if you go to the one in the center of the city, down here, we can actually go to the old one, the ancient one that's in Skanderberg Square. So I guess I'll go to Jum'uah there. More historic, I guess. It's cool. So to get to Skanderberg Square, you gotta sort of walk through this downtown area. If you ever just need directions, just look for the Intercontinental Hotel and walk in that direction. So this is the masjid right here, right next to the statue of their guy. And we're gonna walk in. I didn't break my wudu, so I should be all right. Oh, well, like... First and foremost, I want to send my apologies to the old man who greeted me with the salam when I walked into the masjid. I literally did not hear him until I started editing this video, so I want to send my deepest apologies. I hope Allah forgives me, and also send him a walaikum salam. Anyway, I walk into the masjid, I start praying my 2 rakats, and I look around, and it's a beautiful masjid on this bright sunny day, and I notice that I'm not near the altar where the sheikh will get up and start delivering the khutbah, but this was the only space that was open to me as close to the front. I got there at 11:45 a.m. because I didn't know when Jum'uah would begin, and I started doing dhikr, of course, after I prayed. And when I look around, I notice that all the shelves are for shoes, and there are no books, no Qurans, no Islamic books for me to pick up and read in the masjid, and I thought that was strange. I only was able to see this guy with the Quran, and I don't know where he got it from. So other people in the masjid were just praying, doing dhikr and socializing and waiting for Jum'uah to begin. Something I saw here that I haven't seen since my time in Malaysia and Indonesia is that when people walked in and their knees were showing, the guys picked up a wrap and they wrapped themselves with it. That's very different than what we do in the U.S. Usually if you walk into the masjid and your knees are showing, they have an extra thobe for you to put over all of your clothes. It was also good that they prayed after the adhan for Jum'uah, because I've been in masjids where they don't pray after the adhan, and Jum'uah began around 1:10. So the way they prayed here in Tirana is exactly the way that they prayed in Pristina, Kosovo. So if you want to know what that was like, go watch the video I made on Kosovo and being in Jum'uah there. When I walked outside, I was surprised to see the diversity of the Ummah and how large the Jum'uah had become. And I also noticed when I exited that I was in the wrong room. I wasn't near the Imam, but that door wasn't open when I walked in. I feel bad because I want to be as close to the Imam as possible. When I walked outside, they had green carpets for people to pray on. And I finally found out the name of the mosque. It's Etham Bey Mosque, and it was built over 500 years ago. So that's what it's like to go to Jum'uah in Tirana, Albania in 2023, particularly the day after Eid al-Adha. I forgot to mention that earlier in the video, but it was a good experience. Once again, love to all the Muslims here in Albania. Love to the Ummah all across the world. Continue praying, continue worshiping Allah, continue promoting Islamic brotherhood. I support all of that. I love the feeling of being in the mosque today. It was a very good feeling. Even though I didn't get to see the Imam or understand the khutbah, I did really appreciate just the feeling of good brotherhood in there and the energy of positivity. And I just want to say once again, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. God is one. And I truly love the Prophet, truly love Allah, and I love the Albanian Muslim community. Peace.